So I sat down to play a little bit of the new Gears of War visual remaster, or whatever you want to call it, remake or anything like that. The one known as Gears of War Reloaded. I only spent a little bit of time playing the campaign just to get a taste of what it's going to be like. Love the original trilogy. Those campaigns and their horde modes are honestly something I spent a lot of time with, especially during the generation it came out. There are times where I look back on console generations and I feel like that era might have been the last great console generation, and the Gears of War games were easily one of the many reasons why I love that generation so much. So how is Gears of War Reloaded? Is it worth it? Worth buying again and all of that? Well, I have just started playing it and then dove in a bit deeper as I was even scripting this video. I think it both shows how Gears of War has aged very well, along with being rather questionable if this new remaster is worth buying, especially right now. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way right now. Does Gears of War hold up? Oh yes it does. From its story, pacing, characters, gameplay, presentation, and music, it's all stellar. This is essentially the same game you've played before with a new coat of paint. So yeah, when picking it up you will notice that this is the same exact game, and feel and all of that in that sense. Yes, well, in that aspect, it's still stellar. That's because the original Gears is one of the greats. I loved it when it came out and still do. Shooting, running to cover, revving up the chainsaw, getting a headshot, obliterating someone with a shotgun, sticking an enemy with a grenade, it's all here again. Just so much fun to do. I can't complain about anything in that aspect, and if you're a newcomer, I think you're going to have a fun time with this one. The question is, should you get this version of the game? Now this is where I'm going to have some issues with this remaster. While it plays like the original, there are two things that instantly hit you if you've played the prior games before, where I'm going to point out some issues here. For one, the game has screen tearing in its cutscenes, and sometimes it can be pretty bad. Like this should not be a thing in a new revamped version of the game. It seems like poor optimization, and this needs to be patched now, and honestly should have never been an issue from the launch. And for what it's worth, I played this one on the Series S. Microsoft needs to treat its legacy with the utmost care. In this way, it needs to do better. Another thing that this remaster is missing is the grit and darker look to the lighting that the original had. Well, yes, the power and visuals in this new one are really awesome, but it misses a lot of the style from the original game because of this change, along with killing some of that atmosphere too. The game is way too bright in some ways, and it needs that grittier look that it had before that was part of its identity. Now, I wonder if this can be patched in at some point, or even apply a legacy filter to the entire game. Now, as I have spent some time with this, it is fun, but there are things where I'm just like, I don't think this is the best version of this game, and I don't know about buying this one at full price. I do not want to discount the awesomeness of the first game again. It had pitch perfect pacing, even when the first remaster of it came out, or even the PC version, and that new chapter was added in. Oddly enough, the pacing did not take a hit at all, like to the narrative, combat situations, or anything like that. It felt like a director's cut to the original game. I have so many special memories with the first one, and I've replayed it a bunch. When looking at this reloaded version that was made, I wondered, are we going to get the same treatment to the following entries within the series, or maybe even Judgment as well? It always felt like a missed opportunity that Gears was never given the Halo Master Chief Collection. While that collection has its own issues in certain areas, for the most part you get all of the games together in this nice little Halo package. Microsoft really should have led the Xbox One with a Gears-like collection, long before they started to make new entries at the time. Yes, it would have been a retread with it being a remaster of all those games and all of that, but it's also a celebration of the whole series, especially where it started, and this extreme easy access for newcomers, especially if they went the way of the Master Chief Collection by having it also on PC. Now, while this isn't particularly about this current version of the Gears 1 game that I've been playing, but more specifically, it just sort of creeps in, these thoughts and stuff like that, when playing the game and its kind of topics surrounding it. I'm all for gaming preservation and then increasing access to the games that we love, but I think the originals in some capacity should be retained too, and easily accessible. It's why I've always been in favor of that original remaster of Halo 1. You toggle between the original and the new graphics if you want. Personally, I spent most of my time playing that with the old look. I think most of it just speaks to some more notions about this game, and how some stuff related to Reloaded and everything surrounding it was kind of a missed opportunity too. I really do love Gears. When looking back when I got the 360, I remember games that I had initially, like say Dead or Alive 4 being a great fighter and a party game. Perfect Dark Zero being a mixed bag, but I had fun with it too. Some early Call of Duty games where they were the traditional war titles, even some of the smaller gems that we saw, and then Gears as well. Something new added into the mix for Microsoft at that time. Simple to the point while also really popularizing the cover-based shooting that we saw in some titles before, like say Killswitch, Winback, and Everything or Nothing, among a few others. The online was never my cup of tea for Gears, but for some that was their bread and butter. For me, and then the Horde mode when that was eventually added. The new Reloaded version, should you dive into it if you've never played Gears? Well, I haven't finished my time with it yet, and I want to dive into it even more and really put my stamp on it. But like I said earlier, it does show how the classic formula that the first game had has aged like fine wine. Gears is still great, no exception, and we never really doubted that in that respect. A reason to jump in? Well, I guess you could see this if it's your only way to access it, like say on the PlayStation, and you've never played it before, and you can't really access any other versions. Maybe you want to look at this one, but even so, maybe on a sale. But if you have any of the new Xboxes and can play the original versions of the game, or even the first remaster, or even the PC version, I think I would recommend all of those over the Reloaded version. Reloaded is fun, I have to admit that, but a lot of that contributes to the fact that Gears 1 is just a great game, and still is a great game. I plan on making another video for this later on too. As of right now, it's a fun missed opportunity. It has a bit of both of that right there. Maybe if you've never played Gears before, wait for a sale, or play a prior version if you can access it. What are your thoughts on Gears of War Reloaded? How do you find it? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.